Hey guys, it's Nolan from TradeAndTrain. So I'm going to have a little run through some of my charts on my watch list and our watch list here at TradeAndTrain. Hope you're well, hope you're having a good week so far trading. It's been an interesting week with the market gaps when the markets opened on Sunday. Interesting week so far. What am I looking at? What are we looking at? Well, I'm going to show you something right now which could be setting up. In fact, I'm going to break this down just a little bit more. Okay, we've actually. I'm going to give you a trade actually that we've actually sent out to our members, and that is a buy limit on $CAD in the zone here. Can you see this zone where we've got lots of wicks, lots of support, and buyers coming into the market? We've got these lower highs, sorry, I should say higher lows on the daily time frame. So buy limit in this zone, stops underneath the last swing low. Okay, we're looking to buy from this price if price should come into that zone. Okay, that's going to be an end of day trade for end of day traders. You know, traders who can't actively look at the charts. Now, if you can actively look at the charts, then you can simply set an alert and watch what happens with price. Do you get a rejection there, etc., etc. Now, if price is going to come down into that zone, then we're going to have to see sellers come into the market, and that's what I was basically looking at before. We've got this trend line here, and a test, potential false break of the trend line. I'm just going to tidy that up. Now look, we've got this impulse down, look, we've got a correction, we've got an impulse down, looking at this as a potential correction, and then another move down into our buy zone. Now, I'm going to put a fib, or draw a fib, from the start of the impulse here to the end here. And what you'll notice is that price comes into the 61.8% fib retracement level here, but this wasn't the end of the impulse, this was the whole impulse down, this was just a correction. But here was the correction, the top of the correction, 61.8, even star pan, reverse, boom, goes down. Okay, so there's a potential that price could, after this impulse, pull back into the 61.8 or thereabouts. So you'd have to draw it from the start of the impulse to the bottom. Now that is actually here, not here, because this is the low. Now look at that. Straight on the money, 61.8% getting a rejection. So we could see this. If you see an evening star pattern here, that could be a sell opportunity down into this buy zone towards 126, and that minus 27% fib where we're looking to buy. So keep your eyes on that. We could see that reversal into that zone, and then potentially looking for price to push up towards 129, 129.40. Okay, so $CAD, keep your eyes on that one. Now, AUDCAD is something totally different. I think I looked at this on YouTube last week, but for AUDCAD, looking for shorts. Okay, I'm looking for the Aussie dollar to really weaken soon. There's a couple of Aussie charts actually which are looking interesting, but AUDCAD has been on the watch list for quite a while because of this structure that it's in. It's in a descending channel, price is at the top of the channel, and we're looking for this to break down. And this is a trade that I'm not too sure whether I mentioned it in the last YouTube video that I did, but it's something that as end of day traders could potentially have as a pending trade, which is a sell stop below the swing low here, which is I'm not too sure what day it was, the day last week, Tuesday, Monday, Friday, Thursday's candle. That is something you can have resting, but price is now in an area of resistance for the third time. So intraday traders could potentially look for evening star pattern here and a rejection and a short. You know, potentially. Okay, that would be quite an aggressive trade, and it's coming up to 7 o'clock at night here in the UK, so it's getting a bit late. Liquidity is getting less, so may not be. I was hoping this was going to set up earlier on today, to be honest with you, but it's something I've got on my mind anyway. We had an evening star pattern here, we had an evening star pattern here, we could see an evening star pattern again, and that could be the start of the drop that I'm looking for on this. But I think if we're going to see this drop, we're going to see Aussie pretty much weaken throughout the market. So you'll see Aussie weakness throughout. That's what I'm thinking. You can see here, look at the top, it took a few days, you know, to consolidate and drop, few days, consolidate, drop, few days, consolidate, drop, few days, consolidation, looking for it to drop. So intraday traders, watch this little zone here where price is at right at this moment. Otherwise, you could, I just saw something then, I could, yeah, it's pretty much, that is the Thursday's low. You can see that area, look, can't you? If you don't want to go to, if you want to be a bit more conservative, put it that way, you know, as an intraday trader, you can wait for the break retest of this zone, and basically you'd be getting in at the same price, I would suspect, as the end of day trade, but you'd potentially have a smaller stop loss, so you'd be, you know, whereas this is a 2% trade, this whole trade down to here might be a 4% trade for an intraday trader. Okay, so that would mean looking for that basically, that change of cycle. So AUDCAD, really interesting area right now, so I will try and get this video out to you as soon as possible. Swiss yen, something we took, where is the trade that we took? Here. We took a sell stop yesterday on this. Basically, it's a range. Okay, you've got your resistance here, you've got your support here. First targets was where this alert is here. As you can see, what happened was price came up, we had a nice bearish 4-hour candle, so we put the sell stop below that candle. It was about 4 or 5 pips away from the bottom of the candle, the low of the candle, purely because the spread can be about 4 pips or so. So, you know, 4 pips plus the plus a pip, so about 5 pips away from the low. That got triggered in with this candle, came very close to getting stopped out here, but came down and hit first target here. Now we've got a couple of options here. You can either close this trade in its entirety, bank all the money, and potentially place the same trade again but as a sell limit, looking for price to come back into this zone, stops above the high, and then looking for price to, you know, come back down into this zone as a T1 and this as a T2. Or, you know, if you're already in the trade, if you know, obviously you guys probably aren't, well, you may be, who knows, but our traders, they have a choice. They can either close everything down, bank the money and place the trade again, or we've got to hit T1 and we can simply put the trade to break even and either get stopped out for break even, or it goes and hits target 2. So there's a couple of options on the plate for our guys. Me personally, I've actually closed a lot. I've banked the money and I've put a sell limit here. It's around about 125.2, stops above the high, looking for that another move down, but at least, you know, back into this zone here where we'll take T1 and move it to break even. So Swiss yen looking nice. What else? EURCAD could be setting up right now, which can't think which chart. There we go. Euro's been a really weak market, as you can see. You'll see it against the Aussie. If you have a look at Euro Aussie, Euro Kiwi, you know, Euro anything actually, you'll see it's been a pretty bearish market. EURCAD's equally as bearish. We've just come in on the hourly and touched that 20 moving average. We could see price make another move down. I'd be looking for price to start turning around now on a smaller time frame. Nothing at the moment, but I'll show you sloping support here. So we could come down into this, break this low basically, come down into this support and then potentially make a move to the upside. So with that in mind, you know, you'll have your target is around here. So if you can see, if we see a rejection, a change from sellers into buyers, whether it's on this time frame, whether it's on a 15-minute time frame or 5-minute time frame, depending on your strategy. I mean, you want to see price is still moving to the upside here on the 5-minute, no change of cycle. But if we do get that change of cycle and we still start to see lower highs, lower lows, then potentially you could take a short, and this sloping support trend line would be your final target for me anyway. What else? The Dow might be making another move down. Let me just check 4 hourly. Yeah, I've had this move down. Look guys, we've pulled back, impulse correction, just broke that high and we've started to move down. So there's a potential here for a short coming back into 33,500. You see that zone there where you're finding support could become resistance. Might be a little short trade for you there guys, and I'd really just, you know, final target would be 32,250, somewhere around these lows. So that is setting up right at this moment in time. And I mentioned it before last week, you know, some people just aren't interested in shorting the indices. They're only interested in buying because predominantly they are bullish markets. Now, if that's the case for yourself, then cool. You know, stay out of it. But, you know, you can see technically, look guys, we've got that support there, support at 34,000. We've come into it, rejecting it. So, you know, technically it's looking very nice there for a short, but I'd be looking for that pull back into the zone. You can see the impulse correction, impulse. I want to see a correction and look for another move down. That's on the Dow. One more chart. What should we look at? Oil, WTI. There's a potential short here, guys, if you don't mind taking the retracement trade, should we put it like that. Very bullish market, and you know, it's still bullish, but we've had this big move. Looks like we're going to have an inside candle, although it's got 2 hours 57 minutes to go. Literally, you could think about selling this live at market, stops above the high, and trading it back down to 102. Okay, very simple retracement trade. It's had a big move, expecting the correction now. You could have that as your T1 if you wanted to. T2 maybe 100, big number. Or you could simply just come out at 102, bank the money, job done, and yeah, and that's it. So some charts setting up right at this moment in time potentially, or thereabouts. So what I'm going to do is I will try and get this video out to you guys ASAP. And yeah, trade safe guys. Funny old time at the moment, but trade safe. And yeah, we will catch you again very soon in the next video. If you like this video, please guys, like, share, subscribe. It'd be great to get those numbers up, those subscriber numbers up. and we can reach out to more and more people and try and help them. All right, so I will catch you later, and take care, guys. Bye.